Intros are fun. Intros are fun, right? Who likes intros? We like intros. You like intros? Nobody does. Oh, okay. So, for my birthday this year, my family gifted me some knives for cooking, and I don't have a knife block for them, and I was thinking about doing a magnetic knife block holder of sorts with a kind of a little twist than your normal one. I think what I'll do is kind of give a little extra space in case we add some knives down the road. I think I'm looking about 16 inches. All right, now I just need to get a slab. I think I have a piece of elm. Pull that down. I set the dado blade stack to cut these deep, clean channels into the back of the boards. This is where the magnets will sit, completely hidden from the front. While the dado was set up, I also cut matching channels into the edges of the elm. These are for our tenons, which I'm cutting from oak. I think the subtle grain of the oak will provide a nice visual separation. And now for the trickiest part, installing the magnet chain. Those rare earth magnets are powerful and want to flip everywhere. You need a little luck and to focus. Now, here's a lesson I learned. I completely forgot to calculate the exact length of the magnet chain needed to run end to end. Of course, it was too long. But we don't stop, we adapt. I use a small hammer and nippers to carefully, and I mean carefully, break the little brittle magnets to fit perfectly. Then I cap the magnets with elm strips, glue, and a quick pass through the planer to bring everything flush. I wanted a sharp look where the oak meets the elm, so I decided on a beveled edge. A quick pass on the router table gave me that beveled edge, and then I applied a dark dye directly to the exposed oak tenons. This creates a really deep, dramatic shadow line. Just a little light hand sanding on that bevel to soften the corner, and sometimes it gets a little sloppy with the dye, but a quick cleanup and nobody will ever know the difference. Well, except for us here on YouTube. Now we bring the walnut for the main frame. Before we glue on the frame, we have to consider wood movement. As the seasons change, the elm core will expand and contract. If we glue this frame rigidly, the movement will eventually tear the frame apart. The solution is these clever little rubber spheres called space balls. They sit inside the dado groove, they hold the board snug, but they compress and rebound to allow the core to move freely, without stressing the walnut frame. It's a very clever way to manage wood movement in a panel like this. Okay, with that solved, we can finally glue the frame onto the board. This is where the entire piece really starts to take shape, and the contrast of the dark and light wood comes to life. Now, we need to think about how the piece will sit. It needs a substantial base. For the final stance, I wanted the block to lean back subtly. I settled on a 78-degree angle. Honestly, it felt clunky. It didn't respect the design we just created. We needed a cleaner solution, and I decided to make the entire base a large, integrated triangle wedge. Decision elevated the entire piece. With the base glued on, the construction is complete. Now for the most important part, the final sanding and finishing. We work our way through the grits, taking the time to ensure the surface is perfect, and we soften all the sharp edges. Before applying the finish, we clean the surface thoroughly with mineral spirits. This gives you a final preview of what the green is going to look like when the oil hits it. And here's the payoff. And here's the finished magnetic knife board, a mix of elm, oak, and walnut, ready for a kitchen counter. The magnets are strong and secure. Just listen to that clunk. Thank you for following along on this build, and as always, thanks for watching.